News Radio WFLA, Orlando's beacon of freedom. The Orlando Philharmonic Orchestra honors America with the playing of our national anthem. WFLF Pine Hills, Orlando. WMGF HD3 Mount Dora, Orlando. News Radio WFLA, an iHeart radio station.
Good morning, Orlando. This is Orlando's news, weather, and traffic on News Radio WFLA Orlando. Now on FM 94.1, still on FM 93.1, AM 540, and your iHeart Radio app. I'm Simon Conway.
And I'm Alan Spector. Our top story this hour, new video surfaces as the search for Mia Marcano continues. More in 1 minute.
Our deep dive into Biden's border crisis and illegal immigration continues. That's coming right up on Good Morning, Orlando.
Now, traffic and weather together every 10 minutes.
There's very slow traffic eastbound on I-4 between Michigan Street and Gore Street with the construction blocking 2 right lanes. Westbound I-4 is pretty slow from Fairbanks Avenue past Parr Street because of construction in 3 left lanes. The left lane is taken up in both directions of the beach line with road work at the Greenway. Also, construction southbound on 436 blocks the ramp to the beach line, and the right lane is closed with road work southbound at State Road 535 at I-4. See traffic problems? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Daisy Ash.
Your News Radio WFLA Orlando exclusive AccuWeather forecast. Partly sunny and pleasant, high today 89. At the attraction, 71 degrees. 70 in Orlando under clear skies. 6:02 on News Radio WFLA Orlando. According to the family of 19-year-old Mia Marcano, new video surfaced yesterday showing a man who appears to match the description of the person of interest in her disappearance. The people who recorded the video said the man is believed to be 27-year-old Armando Caballero, and he is seen getting out of his car carrying a blanket and bag. Reaction from Mia's aunt, Simone Westmas.
Think of yourself if you were in our shoes. If you saw that video and you saw Mia's blanket, how would you react?
Yesterday, deputies searched in Sanford and the Longwood area for Mia Marcano, who's been missing for almost a week. Divers spent hours in Lake Monroe near the Riverwalk. This news brought to you by Trustco Bank, Florida's hometown bank. It's been confirmed that Brian Laundrie, the missing fiancé of the late Gabby Petito, bought a new cell phone before disappearing. Fox's Jonathan Seri reports from Northport.
TMZ is reporting that the FBI has obtained security camera video from an AT&T store here in Northport where Brian was allegedly seen purchasing the phone with an older woman on September 14. That's according to TMZ. We reached out to the Laundrie family attorney who says he does not know what date the phone was purchased, but that Brian left it at his parents' house when he disappeared. His parents say they have not seen him since September 14. The attorney says the phone is now in the possession of the FBI.
Brian Laundrie remains a person of interest in the case of Gabby Petito's death, which has been ruled a homicide. It looks like the federal government will avoid a shutdown this week.
We have an agreement on the CR, the continuing resolution to prevent a government shutdown.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer announced that senators reached a deal on a stopgap government funding bill, and a vote is expected this morning. The measure would keep the lights on through December 3rd. Otherwise, the government is set to run out of money late tonight. More military heroes are taking their own lives. A total of 580 suicides were reported last year. That's up 15% from 2019. Troops stationed in Alaska have an especially high rate of suicide, and the Army has spent $200 million to bring those numbers down. And there's a new face on defense for the Tampa Bay Bucks.
The Super Bowl champion Buccaneers added some depth on the defensive side of the football when they added veteran All-Pro cornerback Richard Sherman on Wednesday. After practicing with the team on Wednesday, he talked about the chance to play with all-time great quarterback Tom Brady.
We've texted over the years and had a really cool relationship, and always thought it'd be really cool to play together if we had the opportunity. And, it's crazy how things shake out. So it was a perfect situation, perfect fit, and I'm excited to be here.
The Buccaneers are getting ready to travel to New England to take on the Patriots on Sunday Night Football. Covering the Buccaneers in Tampa, I'm Jason Barringer.
WFLA News Time is 6:05. A Central Florida man uses a trash bin to trap an alligator. Watch the insane video online at WFLAOrlando.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at WFLA Orlando. The first hour of Good Morning Orlando starts now.
News Radio WFLA Orlando is available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. News Radio WFLA Orlando, an iHeart radio station.
Good morning, Orlando. I'm Simon Conway in the chair for Bud. This is News Radio WFLA Orlando. We are coming to you for the second day running from a rooftop in Washington, D.C. Right in front of me is Union Station. Over to my right is the Capitol building, and the sky is very dark. That's what Alan likes to call breaking news, because the sun hasn't come up yet.
Well, keep us posted, would you, on this developing story?
Yeah,
it is.
More
yes.
in a minute.
More about the color of the sky is coming straight up, ladies and gentlemen. We are doing day 2 of our deep dive into Biden's border crisis and illegal immigration in our country. Yesterday, the Democrats had a bad day because, of course, they're still trying to sneak in this mass amnesty, the biggest amnesty in American history. They wanted it for 8 million illegals. The parliamentarian from the Senate said they couldn't do that in this bill the way they wanted to do it in their big 3.5 trillion. It's actually more than that, by the way. Spending bill that they're going to pass without a single Republican vote. They couldn't put that in, so they went to Plan B. Which only gave amnesty to 7 million illegal aliens in our country. And yesterday, the parliamentarian from the Senate said, yeah, not so much. You can't do that either. And undeterred, they are going to go back and try and figure out another way to grant mass amnesty to a whole bunch of illegal immigrants. This Plan B, we talked about it yesterday morning, would have meant some 420,000 illegal aliens living in the great state of Florida would have become green card holders and ultimately citizens of the United States. This is serious stuff. The Democrats are not messing around. They want this to happen. They know they cannot get it to happen within the rules, and so they're trying everything they possibly can outside of the normal rule of business to get this done. It is not beyond the bounds of possibility that they will go to Joe Biden and tell him to exceed his authority and do this via some kind of executive action or executive order, knowing they will lose in a court 2 years from now. And that's the key. It would be 2 years from now, and it won't matter at that point because it would be a done deal. So watch out for that, because I think that's coming. As I said, we're doing a deep dive into illegal immigration, and we will continue to do that, bring you guests who really know what they're talking about. We are supposed to be talking up next to Tom Homan, who is a former head of Customs and Border Patrol. So keep it locked right here. It is 6:08 on this fine morning. Still dark, by the way. The sun still not showing its face in our nation's capital. So we'll keep you appraised of that particular situation. I'm Simon Hamid-Sabad, and this is News Radio WFLA Orlando.
Remember when California was the Golden State? Not anymore. Soaring crime, overregulation, and high taxes are forcing taxpayers to flee. Now, Newsmax's Rob Schmidt looks at what happened in his special series, California. It's over. Rob walks on the Reagan Ranch with Governor Kristi Noem, and he talks to the insiders and reports from Los Angeles. Find out why you need to be worried, because California's mess may soon be coming to your state. Watch Rob Schmidt on Newsmax at 10 p.m. Eastern. Newsmax is on every major cable system. Just check your cable guide. If your cable system doesn't carry Newsmax, call your operator or switch to a service that does. Get Newsmax on most streaming services like Samsung, Roku, Pluto, or Xumo. Or download the free Newsmax app on your smartphone. It takes just seconds, and you can watch us anytime, anywhere. California's nightmare is spreading. Watch Rob Schmidt on Newsmax tonight.
Have questions about mortgages? Listen and call in to Money Talks with Trustco Bank, Thursdays at 6 p.m.
Broadcasting from the Mills Air Studios. For all your AC needs, go to millsair.com to schedule an appointment.
From the Airflow Designs Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by the Ben Ferguson Podcast.
We have very slow traffic on eastbound I-4 from Michigan Street past Gore Street. We have construction taking up 2 right lanes that should be picked up shortly. Also pretty slow westbound on I-4 from Fairbanks past Parr Street with roadwork blocking 3 left lanes. We have left lane construction in both directions of the beach line at the Greenway. And there's right lane construction southbound on State Road 535 and I-4. See traffic problems? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Daisy Ash.
IDC's the only jeweler I recommend, and IDC's the official jeweler of the Florida Gators. 4 convenient Orlando showrooms to serve you. You will love what you see at IDC.
Coming up on the Ben Ferguson Podcast all week, we're doing a deep dive into the health crisis at the open border. Why is the Biden administration deliberately allowing COVID-positive illegal immigrants into America? We'll expose it all this week on the Ben Ferguson Podcast. Download it now.
From the Airflow Designs Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center.
This report is sponsored by the Ben Ferguson Podcast.
Here's your News Radio WFLA Orlando exclusive AccuWeather forecast. Partly sunny skies today with a high of 89, then becoming partly cloudy this evening, low tonight 72. Friday, we'll have a mix of clouds and sunshine. High tomorrow 89, then partly cloudy skies on Saturday with a high of 87. All day, every day news, weather, and traffic on News Radio WFLA Orlando. I'm Holly Holdren.
Coming up on the Ben Ferguson Podcast all week, we're doing a deep dive into the health crisis at the open border. Why is the Biden administration deliberately allowing COVID-positive illegal immigrants into America? We'll expose it all this week on the Ben Ferguson Podcast. Download it now.
Top stories we're following for you this morning include those searching for a missing Orange County woman continue to focus on Seminole County. Deputies spent yesterday looking in Sanford and the Longwood area for 19-year-old Mia Marcano, who has been missing for almost a week. Divers spent hours in Lake Monroe near the Riverwalk. Updates at least every 10 minutes on these stories throughout the morning right here on Good Morning Orlando.
This broadcast is sponsored in part by the Federation for American Immigration Reform.
Good morning, Orlando. It is Simon Conway in the chair this morning. It's 6:12. It's dark and early, and I'm delighted to welcome to the show Tom Homan. Tom is the former head of Customs and Border Patrol, and in fact ICE as well. He's a senior fellow at the Immigration Reform Law Institute. Tom, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you, sir?
Doing fine, thank you, sir.
Thank you for getting up early. We appreciate it.
I get up early every morning.
There you go. All right.
I get up and fight the fight.
All right, and there is a fight to be fought, right? I mean, it's. I was just telling this audience that the Democrats lost their Plan B to legalize some 7 million illegal aliens yesterday. The parliamentarian ruled that out of order, but they're not going to give up on that, are they?
No, they're not. And let's be clear, it's more than 7 million. You know, they lowball every time they go how many people be legalized. When they start talking about first responders and essential workers, they're talking about, you know, people working hotels, people working restaurants, people working, you know, factories and warehouses. They'll be close to like 16 million by the time they're done. But yeah, you know, they know they have a bad position, especially right now with the border out of control and all the immigration issues. They have a losing argument. So it's rather than trying to work with Congress and do what they're supposed to do, legislate, they try to sneak it in, you know, several bills because they own Congress. Well, thank God the parliamentary says, no, you can't do that. That's that big of a change. Right. It needs to be legislated. There needs to be, you know, arguments. There need to be negotiations. But, you know, Nancy Pelosi, she's not going to give up. They see all these people as future Democratic voters, and they will do everything they can to lock them in.
So you used to run ICE, and if the Democrats, particularly the far left of the Democrats, had their way, they'd close that down today.
Oh, yeah. They would in a minute. And then, but they want all these people to come, you know, across the border and claim asylum. If you look at the data in immigration courts, 84 to 88% will lose their case and get ordered removed by an immigration judge. But who's going to remove them? Right. If ICE don't exist, and that's exactly what they want. Right. They don't want interior enforcement. And I've said for years, there's no border security if you don't have interior enforcement.
Of course. Now, I'm sure you're still in touch with people who worked for you when you ran that agency. What's morale like?
There is no morale. I mean, morale's so low, morale doesn't exist. And I feel sorry for the men and women at ICE. They first of all, they got nothing to do, at least the enforcement remove operations. We've seen what's happened the last 8 months. Record illegal crossings, the highest in over 20 years.
Yeah.
And last month, ICE had the lowest arrests and removals in the history of the agency. At the same time, you have record illegal crossings. That just don't make sense. But that's the way the Democrats have designed this open borders agenda. The open borders isn't, I say many times, it isn't an accident, it isn't mismanagement, it isn't incompetence. This is their plan. This is open borders.
It really is. I mean, you've got the head of Homeland Security, who lies a lot, who freely admits, however, that from that bridge in Del Rio, they released, obviously, 12, 13,000. He doesn't know how many. And they're all supposed to, of course.
Look, it's over 20,000 because he says, well, it could be 10, could be 12. Well, it's actually 15. He says that 8,000 went back to Mexico. Do you really think Haitian migrants went back to Mexico? No, they went 2 miles down the road and they crossed illegally, and they're here. They're living here illegally now, because at the same time when they surged all those Border Patrol resources, Del Rio and Rio Grande Valley, they had 224 miles of border. 224 miles of border in Del Rio.
Yeah.
That there wasn't a single Border Patrol agent there.
Because they were all at the bridge.
Yeah.
Right.
So to think those migrants went back to Mexico and just sat there, it just shows how incompetent he is. But, you know, he stands on that stage and did a press conference. Don't make the journey. You won't succeed.
Yeah.
You'll be deported. At the same time he's saying that, he knows damn well in a building a mile down the road, they're releasing 12,000 of them.
Right.
And so 15,000 succeeded because getting to the United States, it isn't about getting in immigration court. It isn't about getting status. It's about getting to the United States and get a job.
Yep.
Because at the same time, when they got open borders, ICE has been decapitated. ICE can no longer do worksite enforcement operations.
Right.
They ended them, this administration. So any illegal alien can get a job in violation of federal law, and ICE is never going to find them because ICE is not allowed to enter a worksite.
So what do you know about this kind of thing? Because if you a regular citizen says, hey, there's a factory, it's full of illegals, I'm going to call ICE. What does ICE do with that information these days?
File 13. No one's going to do anything. Look, this is how bad it is, and this is not exaggeration. An ICE officer, who was an immigration officer, can no longer arrest somebody for being here illegally. Being here illegally isn't illegal anymore. So to think an immigration officer can't arrest somebody here illegally is just ridiculous. They have to be convicted of a serious crime before they can be arrested.
We're talking to Tom Homan, who used to run ICE, and you can hear he's really not positive about anything right now in terms of this situation.
I'm positive about 2024.
Yeah?
Yes, I am.
Well, okay. That's good. What about 2022?
I'm positive about 2022, but a change in Congress isn't going to change the immigration stance because the guy we have in the White House will just rule by executive action, executive order.
Again, I alluded to that. If the Democrats can't find a way to do this amnesty that they want to do, they're not just going to lean on Biden to do it, even though they know he doesn't have the authority. By the time that gets in front of a judge that says, yeah, you didn't have the authority, 2 years will have passed and it won't matter.
Well, Biden's already proven he don't care what the courts say.
Right.
Right. He's already with the whole eviction ban. The court says it's not legal. I'm going to do it anyways. This man
remain in Mexico. That policy.
He was told
to do. He was told to do that. He's not doing it though.
Well, that's what I'm doing now. I'm involved with. I've written more affidavits soon as president than I did as a special agent at ICE. I'm working with Texas Attorney General, Florida Attorney General, the Arizona Attorney General. In Texas, I filed probably 8 different affidavits as the immigration expert for the lawsuit. We're 3-0. We won 3.
Right.
And we got 7 more pending. We won't keep suing the hell out of him because not only is he ignoring the law, he's actually violating the law. He ought to be in jail.
What happens if he continues to ignore him, though? Anything?
They're never going to do anything to him, right?
Yeah.
They impeached President Trump for making a phone call, and this guy is violating federal law, and they're not going to do anything to him.
So, Tom, you're officially retired. Obviously, you're not retired, but officially you're retired. I mean, you're here. You're going to war every day. I use the word war quite deliberately. Every single day. What keeps driving you?
Because I spent my career enforced immigration law, first as a Border Patrol agent and as ICE agent. I climbed the ranks of ICE. I was the first director that actually came up through the ranks. The 20,000 men and women of ICE, I love each and every one of them. They put their lives on the line for this country. Border Patrol, I started my career in Border Patrol. That's the finest 1% this country has. Those men and women don't make a lot of money. They stay in the middle of nowhere with a gun on their hip, ready to take anything that comes across the border. The second time I retired, because I retired once and President Trump wanted me to come back and run the agency, and I did, and I retired again. But my last day in office, I wrote an email to the entire staff saying I may be retiring from this position, but I'll never be retiring from having your 6 and supporting what you do. Because I knew they're going to be under attack if the administration changed. So I'm going to keep fighting. I'm going to keep fighting until 2024 when I think someone's going to come back and run the country. And if he comes back, I come back, and I'll retire for a 3rd time down the road.
Maybe to Florida. Tom Homan, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Coffee in hand. Thank you for your service to our country. I appreciate it.
And I appreciate what you do.
Thank you. You take care. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is what we are doing here. We continue to bring you really important guests to spread the word about what is happening on our nation's borders with illegal immigration. I'm Simon. I'm in for Bud. This is News Radio, WFLA Orlando.
Imagine a disease that can hurt any part of your body, like your joints, heart, kidneys. Your immune system becomes so hyperactive that it attacks instead of protects. That's lupus. You don't look sick, so no one knows you feel awful. You also may know someone who has it. Join us for Lupus Research Alliance's virtual Many One Can. Walk with us to cure lupus, October 2nd at noon. No one can cure it alone, but many one can. Visit walk.lupusresearch.org to register now.
Hey guys, there is some important news that all men should take very seriously. Your prostate health. Are you urinating more frequently? Are you waking up at night to urinate? Are you sick and tired of prostate pills that just don't work? Sound familiar? If you are one of the millions of men with prostate problems that are driving you nuts, there is some great news. Prostagenics is the all-natural product that beat over 157 other prostate supplements in lab tests and was rated the #1 most powerful prostate supplement in the world. #1, because it works. So why not try some Prostagenics, and your prostate troubles will be a thing of the past. You'll get a great night's sleep and stop waking up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. To get your free bottle of Prostagenics, call now 800-600-2020. That's 1-800-600-2020. Take advantage of our 90-day money-back guarantee. Call 800-600-2020. Do it now.
With chronic pain, knee pain, joint pain, listen carefully because now there are new treatments available here. Not talking surgery or steroids. These are regenerative treatments from the medical professionals at QC Kinetics. Hi, this is Alan Spector. QC Kinetics is the leader in these exciting biologic therapies that help restore and repair damaged tissue in your joints with lasting results. If you've got pain in your knees, shoulders, hip, or back, joint pain that won't go away, you need to check out these new treatments with astonishing patient satisfaction reports. They can actually help your body restore and repair itself with no downtime, no drugs, no surgery. Call now to schedule your free consultation at QC Kinetics, 689-244-7980. Tired of dealing with joint pain and want to get moving again? You need to learn more about how biologic therapies are changing the way we think about dealing with joint pain. It's exciting stuff. Don't wait. Call today. QC Kinetics, 689-244-7980. That's 689-244-7980.
This report is sponsored by the Ben Ferguson Podcast.
We look so eastbound on I-4 from Orange Blossom Trail and toward Michigan Street. From here to past Gore, they've got two right lanes closed with road work. Had left lane construction both directions of the beach line at the Greenway and right lane road work southbound on State Road 535 at I-4. Looks like we're up to speed on Florida's Turnpike in Central Florida, and it's a smooth ride on the 408 from Colonial to Florida's Turnpike. See traffic problems? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Daisy Ash.
Coming up on the Ben Ferguson Podcast all week, we're doing a deep dive into the health crisis at the open border. Why is the Biden administration deliberately allowing COVID-positive illegal immigrants into America? We'll expose it all this week on the Ben Ferguson Podcast. Download it now.
Here's your News Radio WFLA Orlando exclusive AccuWeather forecast. Partly sunny skies today with a high of 89, then becoming partly cloudy this evening, low tonight 72. Friday, we'll have a mix of clouds and sunshine. High tomorrow 89, then partly cloudy skies on Saturday with a high of 87. All day, every day news, weather, and traffic on News Radio WFLA Orlando. I'm Holly Holdren.
Top stories we're following for you this morning. Dog the bounty hunter believes he may have proof that police are searching in the wrong place for Brian Laundrie, the missing fiancé of the late Gabby Petito. While police searched Carlton Reserve in Sarasota County again yesterday, Dwayne Dog Chapman says he may have found some of Laundrie's personal items and his campsite in Pinellas County at Fort DeSoto Park. Updates at least every 10 minutes on these stories throughout the morning, right here on Good Morning Orlando.
From News Radio WFLA Orlando, this is Good Morning Orlando with Bud Henninger, Alan Spector, and Melissa Fox.
407-916-5400. You can text us at 23680, and Melissa will read out the good ones, but only the good ones. Obviously, Melissa, right? We only read out the good ones.
Yeah, if they're crappy.
That's the rule.
You don't even bother if it's a bad one. I mean...
Yeah, if it's a bad one, don't even bother. Don't waste your time. But we got a lot of good ones yesterday, and hopefully we'll get some more today. We are here for the entire 3 hours in our nation's capital on the roof of this building that is not very far away from the Capitol building, which I can see all lit up to my right. Right now, it's a beautiful sight this early in the morning, and we'll have an array of guests. What we're going to do next, actually, after our various news and things that we're going to do first, and we'll get the business update with Gina Cervetti as well. After that, we have our next guests are angel parents, and if you don't know what angel parents are, grab the Kleenex at the very least, because these stories are absolutely heartbreaking. These are families of people who have passed away at the hands, one way or another, of illegal aliens, and that's a special kind of torture. I am Simon. I'm in for Bud. It's 6:28 on this fine morning, and this is News Radio WFLA Orlando. It's time for Alan Spector.
Hey, Simon, a structure fire breaks out early this morning in Orange County, and a big win for the Tampa Bay Rays. Those stories and others, plus traffic and weather together. In just 2 minutes on Good Morning Orlando, it is 6:28.
Guys, Untuckit agrees it's finally time. Time to update our closets with new clothes we actually want to wear. Time to think about going back to the office or choosing a new way to work. Time to enjoy the best of fall, like long walks in the park and hot coffee on a brisk day. And that means it's time to look sharp and feel comfortable all day with Untuckit. Shirts designed to be worn untucked. Discover the perfect fitting shirt today at untuckit.com. Use promo code TIME for 20% off your first purchase at untuckit.com.
Everyone loves shopping online. Well, I'm going to tell you what I tell my golf buddies when they buy clubs. Stop searching for coupon codes. Download Capital One Shopping to your computer. Capital One Shopping instantly searches for available coupon codes and automatically applies them at checkout. Plus, it's free, and you don't even need a Capital One card to use it. That's like hitting a hole-in-one without even trying. Capital One Shopping. It's kind of genius. What's in your wallet?
Savings and available coupons vary.
Our 2021 iHeartRadio Music Festival, the ultimate once-in-a-lifetime music event, is coming to the CW.
Let's get it started.
The biggest stars from all genres of music share one stage.
Billie Eilish,
Cheap Trick, Coldplay,
Darius Rucker,
Dua Lipa,
J. Cole, Journey,
Khalid, Lil Baby, Nelly,
Sam Hunt,
Weezer,
with special guests
Florida Georgia Line,
Walker Hayes. Performances you've never seen before and will never see again.
The 2021 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Watch this Saturday and Sunday at 8 p.m. on CW18.
Attention Americans eligible for Medicare. With so many changes, make sure your plan is the right fit with a free service from Smart Match Insurance. Smart Match compares thousands of Medicare plans from national insurance companies. In minutes, you'll know if a new plan can get you extra coverage and save you money. Smart Match is like having a personal Medicare consultant who can help you get a better plan, including plans with $0 copays, $0 deductibles, even $0 premiums, plus dental and vision coverage for no additional cost. Even benefits for hearing aids and diabetic supplies. Having the wrong Medicare plan can cost you thousands. Smart Match makes it easy to find the right one with their free, smart, and unbiased help. If you find a plan you like, they can even enroll you on the spot. The Smart Match service is free and there is no obligation. So call Smart Match and start saving today. Call 855-253-8919. That's 855-253-8919. 855-253-8919.
Tune in Mondays at 6 p.m. and Saturdays at noon and 4 for Reinventing Retirement. The premier wealth managers and retirement specialists discuss the most important and crucial retirement topics for your benefit. A smarter point of view. Reinventing Retirement Mondays at 6 p.m. and Saturdays at noon and 4.
This report is sponsored by the Ben Ferguson Podcast.
Eastbound I-4 has a little heavy traffic remaining approaching Michigan Street, but they wrapped up the overnight construction here. We've got construction southbound on Florida's Turnpike approaching the Okahumpa Service Plaza, taking up the right lane. Meanwhile, we look great on the 408 from Colonial to Florida's Turnpike. The beach line is up to speed from the coast to Orlando. We look great on the Greenway from San Bernardino County. See traffic problems? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Daisy Ash.
Coming up on the Ben Ferguson Podcast all week, we're doing a deep dive into the health crisis at the open border. Why is the Biden administration deliberately allowing COVID-positive illegal immigrants into America? We'll expose it all this week on the Ben Ferguson Podcast. Download it now.
Here's your News Radio WFLA Orlando exclusive AccuWeather forecast. Partly sunny skies today with a high of 89, then becoming partly cloudy this evening, low tonight 72. Friday, we'll have a mix of clouds and sunshine. High tomorrow, 89. Then partly cloudy skies on Saturday with a high of 87. All day, every day news, weather, and traffic on News Radio WFLA Orlando. I'm Holly Holdren.
Fire breaks out at a construction site in Orange County, and the Rays notched up a big win. Here's Alan Spector in the WFLA News Center. Alan?
Simon, firefighters are on the scene of that structure fire in the Orange County town of Taft. Crews responded just before 2 a.m. to the fire at the metal scrapyard on East Land Street Road near Orange Avenue. Fox 35's Amanda McKenzie is there.
The scene is still pretty active here with several firefighter trucks on scene, and they have their ladder raised high so that they can get that view from above while spraying down water on top of the structure. We are told that the pile of scrap metal the fire is out at this point, but this is just part of the process to make sure that all hot spots are taken care of, to make sure that they don't reignite throughout the morning.
At one point, the flames were reportedly 2 stories high. No injuries are reported. This news brought to you by Trustco Bank, Florida's hometown bank. Starting today, as approved by voters, Florida's minimum wage increases from $8.65 an hour to $10 an hour. Critics like State Senator Joe Gruters say this will hurt the local economy.
Amendment 2 will destroy hundreds of small businesses across Florida and kill the jobs they provide for Florida families.
But supporters say the increase will make a dramatic difference in the lives of those who need it most, especially during a global pandemic. In South Florida, 15 migrants are in custody after a suspected smuggling operation in Broward County. Customs and Border Protection agents arrested them yesterday after their boat made landfall at Hillsborough Beach. Virgin Galactic is now cleared to continue space tourism flights. The FAA ended its investigation of the company's first trip in July, which flew out of its protected airspace. Virgin Galactic agreed to reserve a greater volume of airspace next time. The Rays have clinched the top seed in the American League playoffs. Tampa Bay blanked the Astros 7-0 at Houston to secure postseason home field advantage and the best record in franchise history with 98 wins. Rays starter Drew Rasmussen didn't give up a run, but only lasted 5 innings. Still, he's happy.
Yeah, I mean, every time I give the team a chance to win, I'm always happy. I'll always take the results that we had tonight, and it's hard to look, too sourly on it.
G-Man Choi and Brandon Lau homered for the Rays, who've now won 5 of their last 6. WFLA News Time, 6:35. You don't have to miss anything on Good Morning Orlando. Get caught up with our podcasts on the iHeartRadio app. And Simon, our first hour continues now with Gina Cervetti and the Bloomberg Business Report.
Thank you very much, Alan, and good morning, Gina. How are you today?
Simon, good morning. I'm doing well. Thank you. Hope that you are too.
Absolutely fine. Still on a rooftop in Washington, D.C., but it's going well. Stocks apparently looking for a higher open. We had a mixed close yesterday.
Right. It looks like, judging by the futures, we're going to move higher at the opening bell. Investors are keeping an eye on what's happening there in Washington, D.C. And we also have some key economic reports to watch for today. Those are the jobless claims numbers. They come out every Thursday morning before the opening bell. And we also get the final assessment of second quarter economic growth. As you said, we had a mixed close yesterday. The Dow and the S&P were up a little bit. The NASDAQ slipped. Certainly looked a lot better than what we saw previously with that big sell-off. The Bloomberg Orlando Index was just a little bit lower yesterday. But here again, Simon, right now, it looks like we'll move higher at the bell.
All right, I'm still not checking my 401k today. Walmart, however, they're looking, you mentioned jobs, they're continuing to look for workers, particularly with the holidays coming up.
Yeah, them and a lot of others. Now, Walmart says it plans to bring on 150,000 store employees. It previously said it wanted 20,000 for its supply chain. Most of these jobs will be permanent and full-time. Lots of competition out there for labor, as you know. Already heard from Target, which said it plans to bring on 100,000 seasonal jobs. UPS and FedEx are targeting a combined total of 190,000 workers. And Amazon is looking to bring on 125,000 warehouse and shipping employees.
And Honda is looking to the future, way beyond cars, apparently.
Well, yeah, they've laid out a possible roadmap for the 2030s and 2040s. So
hang on, I got to stop you. I got to stop you there. Honda's laying out a roadmap. I love it. Carry on.
Well, we try to turn a phrase.
There you go. I love it. Carry on.
Well, okay, so some of the stuff that they said they're looking to build: a new electric hybrid air taxi, a reusable rocket to carry small satellites into space, and a medical avatar robot that has human-like hands that could tend to an injured person.
That's creepy. The last one's very creepy.
I don't know It's an interesting looking machine that is sort of knelt down helping a human being, the rendering that they provided with this when they talked about it, but certainly going well beyond an ATV, a motorcycle, or a Honda Civic.
Hey, there you go. Gina Savetti, it's always a pleasure talking to you from Bloomberg. Thank you very much. You have yourself a wonderful rest of the day, and you and I will chat next time they ask me to sit in this chair.
All right, Simon. Thanks a lot. You take care.
You too. It is 6:38 on this fine morning. I'm Simon. I'm in for Bud. We'll continue our conversation straight ahead regarding illegal immigration with an Angel family. That's up next. This is News Radio WFLA Orlando.
Hey there, homeowners. Are you experiencing pipe leaks? Do you have warm spots in your slab floor, or is your water bill unexpectedly high? These are signs of widespread pipe failure due to old, corroded, and shoddy pipes. Rerouting a pipe or other Band-Aid fixes are not the answer. Only a whole house repipe with brand new high-quality PEX or copper will permanently solve the problem. Repipe Specialists. No more leaks and great water pressure. They've been doing this for over 25 years. Repipe in just 1 to 2 days at half the cost of a plumber with a lifetime guarantee. Say goodbye to leaks once and for all and eliminate the risk of water damage to your home. Call us today for your free in-home estimate. We'll even take 20% off our already low price and receive 0% interest when you call today. 407-337-7623. 407-337-7623. That's 407-337-7623. Or visit us at repipe.com.
Running out of money and paying for healthcare are the top concerns of most Americans in retirement. Every Saturday and Sunday afternoon at 3, Mike Kinnett and Ryan Herbert of Pro Status Financial Advisors Group address those concerns and offer you smart and simple solutions to help you retire with confidence.
My job is just as much about the emotional side of money as it is about the technical side about money. That is more what retirement planning is about.
Listen to the Savvy Investor Radio Show, Saturdays and Sundays at 3, here on News Radio WFLA Orlando.
Attention Americans eligible for Medicare. It's a new Medicare year. Don't miss out on getting all the benefits you're entitled to, including a special benefit of up to $144 a month from the Social Security Give Back program. Our free service can help you find the right Medicare plan for you and get you the benefits you're entitled to. When you call, we'll instantly search thousands of Medicare plans from leading insurance companies to find the right plan for you. Plans that could cost less and provide more coverage, like dental and vision care. You'll even have the freedom to choose your own doctors. Get the smart, unbiased help you need in finding the right coverage at the right price. And see if you qualify to receive up to $144 a month back from this special Social Security Give Back program. Don't miss out on this free service. Call Senior Market Quotes today. Call 855-254-1371. That's 855-254-1371. 855-254-1371.
From the Airflow Designs Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by the Ben Ferguson Podcast.
Eastbound I-4 is already looking slow from US 27 past Osceola Polk Line Road. There's an accident eastbound on Maitland Boulevard at Magnolia Homes Road. Had construction in the right lane southbound on Florida's Turnpike approaching the Okahumpa Service Plaza. We are accident-free on the 429. It's a smooth ride on the beach line from the coast to Orlando. And if you see traffic problems, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center on Daisy Ash.
Coming up on the Ben Ferguson Podcast all week, we're doing a deep dive into the health crisis at the open border. Why is the Biden administration deliberately allowing COVID-positive illegal immigrants into America? We'll expose it all this week on the Ben Ferguson Podcast. Download it now.
Here's your News Radio WFLA Orlando exclusive AccuWeather forecast. Partly sunny skies today with a high of 89, then becoming partly cloudy this evening, low tonight 72. Friday, we'll have a mix of clouds and sunshine. High tomorrow 89, then partly cloudy skies on Saturday with a high of 87. All day, every day news, weather, and traffic on News Radio WFLA Orlando. I'm Holly Holdren.
Top stories we're following for you this morning include Homeland Security isn't giving up on ending the Remain in Mexico policy. It plans to issue a new memorandum after a judge ordered the program be restarted. The program means migrants must stay in Mexico while awaiting immigration hearings. Updates at least every 10 minutes on these stories throughout the morning, right here on Good Morning Orlando.
Now on FM 94.1. Still on FM 93.1. News Radio WFLA Orlando. And still on AM 540. (407-916-5400) if you want to join our conversation. You can also text us at 23680 or 23680 if you are that way inclined. That news story I just read out is incredible. Homeland Security is the name of that agency, and apparently they want anything but security. But there you go. Joining us right now is someone who has suffered from that lack of enforcement in a way that nobody should ever suffer. Deborah Elkins, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
You're so welcome.
And what I mean by that is you lost Josh, right?
Yes, I did.
Who was Josh to you, and what happened?
Josh was my youngest son. He was 22 years old. We live in the middle of the country, Springfield, Missouri. A very long story short, Middlesex County in New Jersey released an illegal immigrant with suspected felonies on his record. And because he had not been convicted of a felony, that sanctuary city was able to just open the door and let him go. Okay. And he left New Jersey in March, and in October he came to Springfield and was opening a tattoo parlor and was connecting with some of the local drug dealers and that type of thing. He met up with my son's ex-drug dealer. My son was getting clean. Mm-hmm. He'd been in a program, and the drug dealer was mad because he wasn't dealing for her anymore and he wasn't buying from her. And so she told the illegal immigrant, she essentially hired him to get rid of my son. And she drove him to Academy Sports, bought bullets without an ID, went to the house my son was at. He was set up by a friend from 5th grade to come to that house so that they could kill him. And the friend pulled the phone up and left it on speakerphone so the people that were outside could hear him beg for his life. The illegal immigrant then came in the front door and opened fire on my son. He shot him 3 times. After he shot him 3 times, he left. My son was still alive. He was screaming bloody murder to call 911. His friend didn't call 911. Then they heard something at the door, and the owners of the home came home. As they walked in, they saw my son. They told me he was still alive. He was still talking. He was begging them to call 911. He couldn't believe this guy actually shot him. And as they were talking, they heard something out in the front porch. So that Stephen Marler, who was one of the guys at the house, he backed up against the door to hold the door shut. And as he was standing there, the illegal immigrant shot him through the glass in the door in the head 1 time, and Stephen dropped to the floor dead instantly. And then the immigrant pushed the door open, came past the door, and proceeded to unload on my son. He shot my son 26 times and reloaded at least twice.
Right, I was going to say, it has to have reloaded.
He reloaded multiple times. He then, after shooting Stephen and killing him, shooting my son to the point that I was not able to have a body back to even bury. Mm-hmm. They went through the house. They shot the owner of the house multiple times, so he had to have reloaded multiple times. And Cody almost died. Cody is still alive, has significant injuries. And the friend was shot once in the elbow, and that was it, just as a sign, I'm sure, to cover. And then he left, and they went to the girl's house and celebrated my son's death. And the next day, the immigrant said she was mourning my son too much, so he shot her. Shot her in the head once, and she dropped to the floor. And he said she was still wiggling, so he figured he better make sure she was gone. So he shot her 5 more times in the face. So.
And where is this guy?
He is sitting in Greene County Prison.
Okay.
He is thought he was going to walk out of there too. thought he came to town and did what he did, and he was just going to walk. And the judge advised him, you're not in New Jersey anymore. Missouri we have a couple of counties that are talking about sanctuary cities, but none of ours are active sanctuary right now. Which the phrase sanctuary city is just a joke. I'm sorry, it's a joke.
Of course it is.
I know what a sanctuary city was supposed to be. I was in California when all of the immigrants came across and came through legally, and why they started the sanctuary cities. It has nothing to do with what they are now.
I mean, I'm sorry it doesn't even touch how I feel about what you've gone through.
Thank you.
Is there an extra layer of torture here because Josh would be alive if we enforced our laws?
You know, there are multiple layers.
I'm sure.
Because something could have been done about this man. And honestly, who knows how many he killed between New Jersey and Missouri?
Right.
If he had no soul to even consider that he shot my son that many times and shot the woman that he killed my son for, who knows how many people lay in states, between New Jersey and Missouri that don't know. I mean, the layers are immense. I mean, I am a mother who never saw her son after he died. How do I even know that was my son? I have no proof.
It's incredible. I say this all the time, that the surface is we have no border, people are coming in, we should all be concerned. The reality is families like you. That's the reality.
Yes.
Now, of course, we're not saying everybody who's coming into our country is a murderer who's going to do these things. We're not saying that. But we don't know who's coming into our country.
Exactly.
And that's a huge problem.
And it is, and I've been called a racist.
Of course you have.
Because,
of course you have.
Yeah, because I stand up for my son. I am the only voice my son will ever have. And some of my son's best friends are Hispanic and from Mexico.
Right.
And I had to go to those families and say, listen, it has nothing to do with your nationality. It is an illegal immigrant. It is nothing more than an illegal immigrant. It doesn't matter what nationality.
Well, a huge chunk of our Border Patrol is Hispanic as well. This has got nothing to do with heritage, cultural heritage, where you come from. Nothing whatsoever to do with it. Thank you for stopping by the broadcast table. I think you've shed light on this situation and the reality of so many families. We know some who have been through what you've been through. So,
well, I would like to say our numbers yesterday we checked.
Okay.
65,000 have been taken at the hand of illegal immigrants since 9/11. They are dying at a rate of 25 per day right now.
Incredible. Thank you for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's what this policy, or lack thereof, means in reality to real American families. I'm Simon. I'm in for Bud. This is News Radio WFLA Orlando.
This is Dr. David Klein with StagesOfLifeVitamins.com. Tremendous benefit is derived from the regular daily use of adequate amounts of oils known as EPA, DHA, and ALA. Helpful in the control of healthy blood sugar levels, essential to the general health and appearance of the skin, and research to demonstrate protective effect on the heart, quality fish oil is an essential component to your daily maintenance. StagesOfLifeVitamins.com is proud to present our product, Heart and Soul, an all-natural fish oil. What makes our product different is the number of times that it's been distilled, thereby removing the unpleasant fish proteins that cause odors and entirely removing any trace heavy metal contamination. Made from anchovies and sardines, small fish, there is little ecological time for bioaccumulation of toxins. Affordably priced, Heart and Soul delivers the appropriate amount of the ratios of these omega-3 fatty acids with only 2 capsules taken daily. Visit StagesOfLifeVitamins.com, look for Heart and Soul, StagesOfLifeVitamins.com.
Listen to Stages of Life Radio with Dr. Klein, Sundays at 4 on News Radio WFLA Orlando.
Hey, the Budman here for Joel Garris, the CEO of Nelson Financial Planning, who continues to make you an extraordinary offer because you listen to us on Good Morning Orlando on WFLA. How would you like an absolutely free, no obligation consultation about your financial situation and managing your money more efficiently, short-term and long-term, and putting aside money for that retirement you so richly deserve? Joel Garris does such great work for his clients. They stay with him for decade after decade because he gives them rock-solid advice, and he never recommends an investment to anybody unless he already owns it himself, so he knows what works and what doesn't. Joel's offering you an absolutely free consultation, in-person, video conference, or face-to-face, and he'll listen and give you great advice that could change everything. Reach out to him at 407-629-6477, 407-629-6477.
Eastbound I-4 is already looking slow from US 27 past Osceola Polk Line Road. There's an accident eastbound on Maitland Boulevard at Magnolia Homes Road. Had construction in the right lane southbound on Florida's Turnpike approaching the Okahompa Service Plaza. We are accident-free on the 429. It's a smooth ride on the beach line from the coast to Orlando. And if you see traffic problems, call the SafeNetSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Daisy Ash.
Here's your News Radio WFLA Orlando exclusive AccuWeather forecast. Partly sunny skies today with a high of 89, then becoming partly cloudy this evening, low tonight 72. Friday, we'll have a mix of clouds and sunshine. High tomorrow 89, then partly cloudy skies on Saturday with a high of 87. All day, every day news, weather, and traffic on News Radio WFLA Orlando. I'm Holly Holdren.
Top stories we're following for you this morning include the family of a missing Orange County woman is asking the FBI for help. 19-year-old Mia Marcano was last seen Friday, and the family said yesterday, after almost a week of searching, they don't know where to look anymore. Mia's aunt said yesterday she believes Mia was kidnapped, but deputies have not confirmed that. Updates at least every 10 minutes throughout the morning right here on Good Morning Orlando.
Glenn Beck, weekdays 9 a.m. till noon on News Radio WFLA Orlando.
It is 6:55 on this fine morning, and I'm Simon in for Bud. We're continuing our deep dive into illegal immigration. You just heard from a family of what the real cost is to American families. That was powerful stuff, Melissa.
Yeah, it really was. And I'm surprised that she made it all the way through the story without breaking up. She started in the beginning, and I thought, this is going to go so sad. We're all going to be weeping, and yeah, pretty much guaranteed a weeper there because without the gun restrictions being in, you know the deal. She explained it. This is horrible.
Yep.
Horrible.
Absolutely. What are we seeing on our text line this morning?
Let's see. Maybe I am just naive, but in the case of the president of the country, why should justice be swift and sure, not taking lawsuits that take 2 years to win against him, especially when he starts out saying it's probably not legal, but... Here's another. It says the Republicans don't stand together like the Dems. They should walk out when voting starts. Otherwise, they're just as responsible as the Democrats for what happens.
Well, I do believe there is nods and winks in the corridors of power when it comes to this particular subject, because there is no question that the more people who are here illegally, then the more wages are suppressed. And there are certainly some significant numbers of Republicans that are okay with low wages, just as there are significant numbers of Democrats who do see a future voting bloc. And there's this unspoken agreement in the corridors of power that no one's really going to do anything about it. And then you end up being the Elkins. And it's just so horrific. And you know, being the Elkins is obviously the most horrific it can get. But there's so many other aspects to this illegal immigration thing within our country.
Alan, did you catch any of Mrs. Elkins' story?
Yeah, and boy, it really tugs at your heart, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was a tough one, I'll tell you. And it just kept getting worse and worse, you know.
Yeah, my wife is talking to a friend of ours right now who stopped by the table, and she lost her daughter to an illegal immigrant. She's somebody that we know really, really well. That was a completely different situation. It was a drunk illegal immigrant who was road racing, and her daughter just literally graduated with a 4.0 that day, and she was stationary at a traffic signal. And he plowed into her, and she died.
Yeah,
he was the bail for him was less than it cost to bury their daughter, and he is now a fugitive from justice.
And you can understand the outrage of a family that is involved in something like that.
Especially the fact that she really didn't get closure because she was not allowed to see what was left of her son's body, if you will.
It is 6:58 already, believe it or not, on this morning. We're going to continue this deep dive into illegal immigration and what it truly costs. I'm Simon, I'm in for Bud, and this is News Radio WFLA Orlando.
The search for Mia Marcano now in day 7, and the Jaguars help kick off the NFL weekend tonight. Those stories and others, plus traffic and weather together in just 2 minutes, 6:59 on Good Morning Orlando.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
New school, new job, new home. Change is hard and can leave you feeling isolated, and divorce delivers one of life's hardest blows. The relationships you counted on are suddenly gone, but you don't have to walk through this alone. Call Cordell & Cordell. You're not alone.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Orlando area attorneys. Office in Orlando. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com.
Got chronic joint pain, not having success with steroids, but trying to avoid surgery? Well, thankfully, there's a better way, and it's now available here from the medical professionals at QC Kinetics, now open. Hey, Alan Spector here. I'm talking about new therapies, advanced all-natural regenerative treatments that can not only just give you relief, but also can restore and repair damaged tissue so you can have lasting relief. If you've got joint pain due to arthritis, knee pain, hip pain, shoulder pain, don't just think the old ways of dealing with pain are the only ways. You need to learn more about these new biologic therapy solutions. Call now for a free consultation. QC Kinetics, 689-244-7980. These remarkable new treatments increase mobility, decrease pain, and help restore tissue. They actually encourage your body to heal itself. Call now and learn more about these restorative, regenerative, and revolutionary alternatives. Don't wait. Call today. QC Kinetics, 689-244-7980. That's 689-244-7980.
Hi, I'm Owen Myers of the Me Law Firm. All loan modifications are not created equal. Don't accept a temporary offer to a permanent problem. Call me at 407-926-2455 and let me help you. Offices, Orlando.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years.
He was in big trouble.
We're going to take your house, garnish your pay.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm, and rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau.
I don't owe the IRS anymore. It was because of Optima Tax.
Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-682-9928. 800-682-9928.
Optima Tax Relief.
For details, visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
WFLF Pine Hills, Orlando. WMGF HD3 Mount Dora, Orlando. News Radio WFLA, an iHeart radio station.
Good morning, Orlando. This is Orlando's news, weather, and traffic on News Radio WFLA Orlando. Now on FM 94.1, still on FM 93.1 and AM 540 and your iHeart Radio app. I'm Simon Conway.
And I'm Alan Spector. Our top story this hour, Mia Marcano still missing. The search continues. More in 1 minute.
Our deep dive into the Biden border crisis and illegal immigration in our country continues. That's coming right up on Good Morning Orlando.
Now, traffic and weather together every 10 minutes.
We're still slow on eastbound I-4 from US 27 past Osceola Polk Line Road. Southbound Florida's Turnpike is construction in the right lane approaching the Oklahoma Service Plaza. Looks like we're up to speed on the beach line from the coast to Orlando. We look great on the Greenway from Sanford to Osceola County. No hassles on the 408. See traffic problems? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Daisy Ash.
Your News Radio WFLA Orlando exclusive AccuWeather forecast. Partly sunny and pleasant. High today 89. At the attractions 71 degrees. 69 in Orlando under clear skies. 7:02 on News Radio WFLA Orlando. The search for a missing Orange County woman is now in its 7th day, but the family of 19-year-old Mia Marcano is not giving up hope.
Today's that day where we got up upset. There hasn't been much crying at this point. We're just ready to bring her home, but we need everyone's help.
That's Mia's aunt, Simone Westmoss. The search by law enforcement continues to focus on Seminole County, where the sheriff's department has moved from land to water, as Fox 35's Nestor Mato reports.
They had their dive team at the Lake Monroe Wayside Park throughout the day. Now, Seminole County is where the person of interest in this case was found dead of an apparent suicide. That maintenance man, remember, Armando Caballero. Now, we asked investigators about the lake and a connection to the 19-year-old. They told us, quote, "We don't have any additional details to release, and we're not able to share specifics of the investigation. What we can share is that we continue to work around the clock to locate Mia."
Another candlelight vigil was held last night at the Arden Villas Apartments near UCF, where Mia Marcano lived and worked. This news brought to you by Trustco Bank, Florida's hometown bank. The FBI is combing through a cell phone Brian Laundrie bought after he got home from his cross-country road trip without his late fiancée, Gabby Petito. The family's lawyer confirmed that information yesterday. Laundrie has not been seen since his family reported him missing almost 2 weeks ago. A deadline is looming on Capitol Hill. Garrett Hake reports.
Congress has to find a way to avert a government shutdown by midnight tonight. They have to pass something just to keep the lights on in the federal government.
It looks like the shutdown will be averted, though, with Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer announcing that senators reached an agreement on a stopgap government funding bill. The measure is expected to be voted on later this morning and would keep things up and running through December 3rd. Hurricane Sam is expected to cause deadly surf along the East Coast this weekend. It's still out at sea as a Category 4, making it the most powerful storm on the planet right now. Forecasters say it'll likely stir up dangerous rip currents as well. And Week 4 of the NFL season kicks off tonight with a clash of the Cats.
Tonight's matchup between the Cincinnati Bengals and Jacksonville Jaguars stars the last two first overall picks of the NFL draft in Bengals QB Joe Burrow and Jags QB Trevor Lawrence. Lawrence looking to guide Jacksonville to their first win of the season this evening.
I feel like I have been prepared. Obviously, I haven't played as well as I've wanted to up until this point, but I feel like I'm getting better.
Meanwhile, 2-1 Cincinnati looking to hang tight to their AFC North lead as Burrow goes up against his former college head coach in Urban Meyer.
I'm sure he's going to figure out any way he can to start getting wins, and so we got to be ready for him to come in here and give us their best shot.
Kickoff for the Jaguars and Bengals set for 8:20 p.m. Eastern from Paul Brown Stadium. Matt Napolitano, Fox News.
WFLA News Time, 7:05. An elementary school principal bought pizza for 400 students when the cafeteria staff didn't show up. That story is online at WFLAOrlando.com. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at WFLA Orlando. The second hour of Good Morning Orlando starts now.
News Radio WFLA Orlando is available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. News Radio WFLA Orlando, an iHeart radio station.
Good morning, Orlando. It's 7:06 on this fine morning. I am Simon. I'm in the chair for Bud, and this is Good Morning Orlando. Del Rio residents in Texas. That place with the bridge, right? We all remember that. Well, they are backing the Border Patrol targeted by Joe Biden, and they're saying, don't lie about them, which, of course, is exactly what was happening. They were completely lied about. Remember, it started with, hey, they had their whips and they were whipping people. They never have whips, and they certainly were not whipping people with the reins. They were actually controlling their horses so that the animals did not end up hurting the illegal immigrants. It's just a remarkable what's going on. The Border Patrol is apparently having an internal review of those 6 agents after those images, which the photographer said the person who took the images said didn't see anybody whipping anybody. It's incredible. Incredible. One resident was speaking to Fox News. She said it brought me to tears. These men are giving their lives, leaving their families to come here and to secure us. I'm personally very thankful. We've been here for 54 years. I've watched when there was a multitude of people coming and their kindness to them. They're not bad people. They're wonderful people. We back them completely. We say don't lie about them. Please don't lie about them. And, you know, I've been there, and they are phenomenal people. And they don't get paid very well either, by the way, to do what they do. And when the President of the United States opens his mouth and says, there'll be consequences, they will pay. For what, Mr. President? For what precisely will they pay? That's a question nobody seems to be asking, right? It's just assumed. There's this assumption. Oh, yeah, they were whipping him. No question. I'm Simon in for Bud. It is 7:08 indeed on this Thursday morning. And this is Good Morning Orlando.
In 2011, 3 siblings went on an 8-day, 15-state AK-47 wielding crime spree. Introducing the Doherty Gang podcast. This is the true story of one family's cross-country criminal rampage.
Police say the trio have a stockpile of weapons, and at least one of them has made it clear he's not afraid to die.
Listen to the Doherty Gang. That's DOUGHERTY Gang on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts. Brought to you by DuckDuckGo. Protect your privacy online for free with DuckDuckGo.
If anyone can take the lighter side of heavy topics and make it a little more interesting, I'd say it's me, Melissa Fox, from Good Morning Orlando. Join me and my pals #LizzieSaidWhat and Linda Nunez Thursday nights at 9 o'clock for Connection Show. It's relationship radio with a twist. Thursday nights, 9 o'clock right here on News Radio WFLA Orlando. Sponsored by Stages of Life Medical Institute. Connection Show. Thanks for listening. Love ya. Mean it.
Hi, this is Attorney Tom Olson, host of the Olson on Law radio show. Our office will help you with your will or trust. We offer a free initial consultation in person or on the phone. If you already have a will or trust, we will review it for free. We have free workshops and booklets on easy ways to avoid probate. For an appointment, workshop, or booklet, call the Olson Law Group in Orlando or visit olsonlawgroup.com.
Have questions about mortgages? Listen and call in to Money Talks with Trustco Bank, Thursdays at 6 p.m.
Broadcasting from the Mills Air Studios. For all your AC needs, go to millsair.com to schedule an appointment.
From the Airflow Designs Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by the Ben Ferguson Podcast.
We're still slow on eastbound I-4 from US 27 past Osceola Polk Line Road. Southbound Florida's Turnpike has construction in the right lane approaching the Oklahoma Service Plaza. Looks like we're up to speed on the beach line from the coast to Orlando. We look great on the Greenway from Sanford to Osceola County. No hassles on the 408. See traffic problems? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Daisy Ash.
Coming up on the Ben Ferguson Podcast all week, we're doing a deep dive into the health crisis at the open border. Why is the Biden administration deliberately allowing COVID-positive illegal immigrants into America? We'll expose it all this week on the Ben Ferguson Podcast. Download it now.
From the Airflow Designs Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center.
This report is sponsored by the Ben Ferguson Podcast.
Here's your News Radio WFLA Orlando exclusive AccuWeather forecast. Partly sunny skies today with a high of 89, then becoming partly cloudy this evening, low tonight 72. Friday, we'll have a mix of clouds and sunshine. High tomorrow, 89. Then partly cloudy skies on Saturday with a high of 87. All day, every day news, weather, and traffic on News Radio WFLA Orlando. I'm Holly Holdren.
Coming up on the Ben Ferguson podcast all week, we're doing a deep dive into the health crisis at the open border. Why is the Biden administration deliberately allowing COVID-positive illegal immigrants into America? We'll expose it all this week on the Ben Ferguson podcast. Download it now.
Top stories we're following for you this morning include Democrats are confident the government won't shut down tomorrow. Senators reached a deal last night to extend funding into December. They'll vote on the bill this morning, and the House is expected to approve it right after. Updates at least every 10 minutes on these stories throughout the morning, right here on Good Morning Orlando.
This broadcast is sponsored in part by the Federation for American Immigration Reform.
Simon Conway in the chair this morning, and it's a fine morning. The sun is up, and with us right now, I'm delighted to welcome Mark Morgan. He ran both Customs and Border Protection and ICE under President Trump. Welcome back, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well, Simon. Thanks for having me.
You're more than welcome. I've actually turned up the wrong microphone. Let me do that correctly. Let's try that again.
How's that? Good morning.
There
we go.
That's much better. You're spending significant time here because obviously there's something you want the audiences of the country, because there's a lot of radio hosts here, to know. What is that thing you're trying to make sure we all know?
Two things is that this administration has completely dismantled every effective tool, authority, and policy we have to safeguard our border. And that's what we're talking about. There's this false binary choice that they're trying to push, Simon, that this is about illegal immigration. And that's not really what this is about. This is about border security,
right?
Of which illegal immigration is just one sub-part of that, and there's many others, drugs and gangs and national security and public health and et cetera. And the other thing real quick is that your listeners need to know that just about everything coming out of the mouth of Secretary Mayorkas and this administration about border security and illegal immigration is a lie. And they need to know that. And that's why I'm here, and I'm going to keep fighting it. I'm going to keep making sure that the truth and reality is told.
And, you know, I just showed you, we do news stories throughout the morning here every 10 minutes, and I just showed you one that Homeland Security is not giving up on the fact that they lost in court with Remain in Mexico. They're Homeland Security. And they're like, yeah, we don't want any of that security stuff.
That's right.
It's like insanity.
It's insanity, Simon. Look, another great patriot you know well, Tom Homan. You know, he's coined the phrase, and I steal it. He's called it Homeland Insecurity, right? And he's absolutely correct. That's where we're at right now. So a federal judge, not only did he demand and direct DHS to reinstate MPP, he did way more than that, though. He really went through methodical and thoughtful and explained why they need to reinstate MPP. He directly went after DHS Secretary Mayorkas and said, you haven't even listened to your own people on the benefits of MPP. You haven't listened to your own people on assessment that your folks did, and you're not addressing fraudulent asylum claims appropriately. And he just went through just line by line by line, and what's the response? Nah, we disagree. We're not going to do it. We're going to slow roll it.
Right. And, yeah, they're not doing it. Nope. And now they're apparently going to issue a new memorandum to try and get around it.
They are. And I'm also hearing now, as we know more Haitians are coming. We know more illegal aliens along all 2,000 miles are coming. They're actually talking about how they can get more effective, not at securing our borders or stopping illegal immigration. How? Getting better at processing and releasing them into the interior United States, knowing full well they're never going to show up, and 90% of them have fraudulent claims. That's where we're at right now.
It does seem to be a choreographed attempt to change America.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
Literally forever.
Yeah. It's look, that's not hyperbole. I think you're absolutely correct. And look, I say this, often. I served this country 35 years, 6 administrations, both Republican and Democrat. This should not be a left or right thing. It's an American thing. But what we're at right now, because of what they're doing is so ludicrous. It's insanity, as you said. Nothing else makes sense except they see a perceived political benefit by open borders. One, they see an increase in House seats because illegal aliens now can be counted in the census, so they're playing the long game. And the second, they believe every illegal alien they find a pathway to citizenship, i.e. amnesty, they think is going to equate to a Democratic vote. It's about perpetual political power, not America first, and it is disgusting.
It really is. We're talking to Mark Morgan. He ran ICE. He also ran Customs and Border Patrol. Let's talk about those guys and gals on our border. They do not get paid very much, right? They should be paid a lot more for what they do.
They should.
And yet they show up day after day, even when we have an administration that clearly doesn't like them, doesn't have their back at all. They're remarkable people.
They are, and I'll go a step further. So, Simon, now you're right. So leaders that don't like them, that don't have their back. But I'll go one step further. An administration that has removed almost every effective tool, authority, and policy they had to do their job effectively and safely to secure our borders. It's unconscionable, but yet every single day, Simon, just as you said, and this is what's amazing about these men and women, is giving all of that, even though their own secretary's thrown them under the bus and scapegoat. The President of the United States has condemned them, has vilified them, and lied to the American people about them. What do they do every single day? They get up, they put their badge on their chest, and they still go to the front lines of our nation's border protecting us. That is amazing.
And, when you stand up for Border Patrol these days and ICE, you get called a racist amongst a whole bunch of other things. And of course, we know, obviously, you ran that agency.
Yep.
That a big chunk of those men and women are, in fact, Hispanic heritage.
I mean, right? The irony of that, Simon, we've talked about that. It shows the absolute just ignorance, right? And of the mainstream media, which I call an extension of the Democratic Party, and their intention, they don't care.
No.
They don't care. They lie, and they know they're lying, and they don't care because they believe everything they do, the end justifies the means. That's where they're at.
So you talked about the political ramifications of what's going on right now. Yep. Just before you were in that chair, we spoke to an angel family. Which is, what real Americans, apparently they number 65,000 now. Deborah Elkins just told us. Angel families, 65,000 Americans have lost members of their families at the hands of people who shouldn't be here.
Yep.
And that's a special kind of torture.
It is.
No one should ever have to bury a kid, ever.
Yep.
But if you end up doing that, that extra layer of torture is my kid would be alive if we only enforced our laws.
Simon, that's right. And I think your point is spot on, and that's the difference. Like here in America, if American citizens commit crimes, we can't prevent every crime happening in America.
Absolutely not.
But when it comes to a crime committed by an illegal alien, an individual that should not have been here, and if we enforced our laws wouldn't have been here, those heinous crimes are preventable. I listened to the Angel family this week that talked about how her son was beaten, hogtied, thrown in a field, and set on fire by an illegal alien. Where is the vice president? Where is the president? Where is a host Cuomo on his show talking about that? Where? Never, not once have you heard them mention the Angel family, Simon. Not one time.
Nope, absolutely right. Mark Morgan served our country, as you said, how many presidents? Six different presidents, and was the guy running Border Patrol and ICE under the last administration. Thank you for that service, and thank you for stopping by the broadcast table this morning. We really appreciate it, sir.
Absolutely, Simon. And look, you and I have talked, and to your wife as well. Thank you for what you guys do. I couldn't be more sincere. You provide a service to this country by getting the truth and the reality and honest information out there, and it educates the American people. So thank you.
Well, that means a lot. It really does. Thanks for stopping by again. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is what we have going on right now in our country. It is 7:21 on this Thursday morning. The sun is up, which Alan will be very pleased to hear, and it's right in my face. Simon Bud, and this is News Radio WFLA Orlando.
Are you tired of living with chronic pain, knee pain, joint pain? Listen carefully, because now there are new treatments available here. Not talking surgery or steroids. These are regenerative treatments from the medical professionals at QC Kinetics. Hi, this is Alan Spector. QC Kinetics is the leader in these exciting biologic therapies that help restore and repair damaged tissue in your joints with lasting results. If you've got pain in your knees, shoulders, hip, or back, joint pain that won't go away, you need to check out these new treatments with astonishing patient satisfaction liquefaction reports. They can actually help your body restore and repair itself with no downtime, no drugs, no surgery. Call now to schedule your free consultation at QC Kinetics, 689-244-7980. Tired of dealing with joint pain and want to get moving again? You need to learn more about how biologic therapies are changing the way we think about dealing with joint pain. It's exciting stuff. Don't wait. Call today. QC Kinetics, 689-244-7980. That's 689-244-7980.
This is Dr. David Klein with StagesOfLifeVitamins.com. As men get older, estrogen levels increase even as testosterone levels decrease. It starts to get noticeable after the age of 40 when libido decreases. Urinating at night becomes a regular nuisance, and things are just not up to par in the bedroom. In short, getting older has some disadvantages to be sure. There are easy answers and solutions available. StagesOfLifeVitamins.com offers products that are helpful under this common scenario. A strong mixture of herbals and amino acids called Stud Mix is designed to inhibit two important enzymatic pathways that lower testosterone. Taken at bedtime, Stud Mix is a powerful, consistent, and very affordable alternative. With a little push-up in the testosterone department combined with decreasing estrogen, the combined effect can be life-changing. Again, 3 capsules of Stud Mix at bedtime. It takes a few months for the nighttime bathroom visits to decrease in frequency, and improvements in performance are generally seen in a few weeks. For more information, please visit StagesOfLifeVitamins.com, Stud Mix.
Listen to Stages of Life Radio with Dr. Klein, Sundays at 4 on News Radio WFLA Orlando.
I hope you listened to the Bud Man and called up Mills Air and got your $69.95 Bud special, so you've already had your 20-point precision tune-up from a Mills Air specialist, and your AC unit is humming, and you are cool, and you're getting a good deal on your power bills. That's what it's all about. If not, call them today. You can schedule one at your convenience. Mills Air services all brands. They're a certified carrier dealer. Get your Mills Air Bud special for $69.95. What a price. Call today. 407-277-1159. 407-277-1159. Online, millsair.com.
This report is sponsored by the Ben Ferguson Podcast.
We're slow westbound on I-4 near Lake Mary Boulevard and from Maitland Boulevard into Lee Road. Eastbound I-4 is very slow from US 27 past South Hill of Polk Line Road. A little bit heavy between State Road 536 and 535, and also heavy from Conway Road to Orange Blossom Trail. Had some right lane construction southbound on the Turnpike, approaching the Oklahoma Service Plaza. And we're up to speed on the 429 and on the Greenway. See traffic problems? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Daisy Ash.
Coming up on the Ben Ferguson Podcast all week, we're doing a deep dive into the health crisis at the open border. Why is the Biden administration deliberately allowing COVID-positive illegal immigrants into America? We'll expose it all this week on the Ben Ferguson Podcast. Download it now.
Here's your News Radio WFLA Orlando exclusive AccuWeather forecast. Partly sunny skies today with a high of 89, then becoming partly cloudy this evening, low tonight 72. Friday, we'll have a mix of clouds and sunshine. High tomorrow 89, then partly cloudy skies on Saturday with a high of 87. All day, every day news, weather, and traffic on News Radio WFLA Orlando. I'm Holly Holdren.
Top stories we're following for you this morning include top brass in the military are facing mounting pressure to explain the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin acknowledged the evacuation mission at Kabul airport was not perfect. He also told a House hearing it was the largest airlift in U.S. history and was conducted over 17 days. Updates at least every 10 minutes on these stories throughout the morning, right here on Good Morning Orlando.
From News Radio WFLA Orlando, this is Good Morning Orlando with Bud Henninger, Alan Spector, and Melissa Fox.
7:25 on this Thursday morning. In fact, clock just ticked round to 7:26. And we are coming live from a rooftop in Washington, D.C., we're right next to Union Station, and we've got the Capitol building over to my right, and there seems to be a UFO in the sky.
Oh, my goodness. Really? What is that?
Serious?
I'll figure out what that is in a moment or two. It's probably an aircraft, but it seems stationary. Oh, it just faded to nothing. Ooh. I don't know what's going on. That's very weird.
Look into that. You know, Simon, you're in my hometown. I was born in Washington, D.C.
Were you?
Yeah, I was.
Wow. It is one of my favorite cities in the world from a history point of view, but only from a history point of view.
You know, my family moved down to Orlando when I was about 8 years old, and it was quite a culture shock because up to then, my field trips had included trips to the Smithsonian, to the Capitol building, etc., etc. My first field trip in Orlando was to
Cocoa Beach.
Parrot Jungle. Parrot Jungle.
No. The T.G. Lee Dairy.
Oh, well, that's kind of cool.
Well, they only saved...
Yeah, we like the dairy. What's up with you?
The saving grace was chocolate milk at the end. But I kind of felt it was a step down from the Washington Monument.
Yeah, it was no Hershey's
You felt that at 8 years old.
I did, yes.
The chocolate milk at the dairy was a step down.
I was a sensitive child.
What a letdown.
Apparently. Wow. Yeah. We're obviously really covering a lot of ground here this morning with some incredible guests. What's the text line showing us, Melissa?
Well, you know, there's some of the people apparently didn't care for Mark Morgan. Let's see. Simon, that guy is clearly an ideologue propagandist. And at this point, it would be okay if you told him to close his butthole.
So he served 6 presidents, served our nation for 35 years, and that's the response. Well, thank you for contributing. We appreciate it.
Here, let's see. Here's another one. I miss Bud. No, stop. Gene.
No.
Okay, I see. We will investigate the Border Patrol agents, but we will not investigate Hunter Biden's laptops, the years of criminal activity from the Bidens. Amazing.
Well, of course, we're told that was a complete made-up story until Politico sneaked in about a week ago and went, yeah, that was all true.
And they're still squishing it down.
It's all true.
Let's see. Here's another one here. Oh, breaking news. Scattered sunlight appearing in East Orange County.
Oh, wow.
Whoa. All right.
I have full-fledged sun right in my face right now. And I'm wearing shades, doing a show wearing shades. And not just for the coolness value, by the way.
I kind of pictured you every morning doing your show with sunglasses on.
Now, would these be Biden aviator glasses?
Come on,
no,
man.
They wouldn't. They'd be very cheap from a high street pharmacy glasses because I lose them or sit on them or break them in some way on a regular basis, so why would I have expensive ones?
You're very irresponsible, Simon.
Thank you. Appreciate that. It is 7:29, which means it is time for the milk chocolate hating Alan Spector.
Firefighters battle a structure fire in Taft. And Florida's minimum wage goes up today. Those stories and others, plus traffic and weather together and elsewhere in just 2 minutes. It's 7:29 on Good Morning Orlando.
What happens when you have 5 stars with the Better Business Bureau on your business? Word of mouth. My reputation matters to me. And when I quote you a price, it's real. When I give you a check, you can cash it. And that's how I built GiveMeTheVin.com. My top 3 competitors in the United States and the other car buyers out there have a 1.1, 1.2, and 1.4 Better Business Bureau rating. GiveMeTheVin.com has a 5-star rating. If you want to wait for them to get a 5-star, your car's going to be very old by then, because right now we're on top on over $1 billion a year in car buying. I built this for you, not for me, but for you, to make it a great experience, because I knew if I could do that, it would wind up working for me. We are America's best car buyer at GiveMeTheVin.com because we're the top money, we're fast, and we do what we say we're going to do when we say we're going to do it. GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Hi, I'm Owen Myers of the Me Law Firm. If you are in a forbearance, we need to act now to lower your monthly payment and prevent foreclosure. Call me at 407-926-2455 and let me help you. Offices, Orlando.
President Biden and Senator Bernie Sanders' $4.7 trillion infrastructure plans are a typical Washington bait and switch. Politicians raise taxes, promising roads and bridges, but then waste trillions on special interests and partisan priorities, rigging the system for the well-connected while harming workers' wages and crushing small businesses. Call 202-925-8068 and tell Congresswoman Stephanie Murphy to reject President Biden and Senator Sanders' phony infrastructure plans. Paid for by Americans for Prosperity.
This report is sponsored by the Ben Ferguson Podcast.
We're slow westbound on I-4 near Lake Mary Boulevard and from Maitland Boulevard into Lee Road. Eastbound I-4 is very slow from US 27 past South Hill at Polk Line Road. A little bit heavy between State Road 536 and 535, and also heavy from Conroy Road to Orange Blossom Trail. Had some right lane construction southbound on the Turnpike approaching the Oklahoma Service Plaza. And we're up to speed on the 429 and on the Greenway. See traffic problems? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Daisy Ash.
Coming up on the Ben Ferguson Podcast all week, we're doing a deep dive into the health crisis at the open border. Why is the Biden administration deliberately allowing COVID-positive illegal immigrants into America? We'll expose it all this week on the Ben Ferguson Podcast. Download it now.
Here's your News Radio WFLA Orlando exclusive AccuWeather forecast. Partly sunny skies today with a high of 89, then becoming partly cloudy this evening, low tonight 72. Friday we'll have a mix of clouds and sunshine, high tomorrow 89, then partly cloudy skies on Saturday with a high of 87. All day, every day news, weather, and traffic on News Radio WFLA Orlando. I'm Holly Holdren.
Florida's minimum wage goes up today. Here is Alan Spector in the WFLA News Center.
Yeah, Simon, we'll have that story in just a moment. First, I want to tell you about a fire that broke out early this morning at a scrap metal yard in the Orange County town of Taft. Firefighters are still on the scene of the structure, located on East Land Street Road near Orange Avenue.
Now, they reported this fire just before 2 o'clock, and unfortunately, they were able to get here quickly to contain those flames. But they say it's about a 2 stories high scrap metal flame with flames. Now, the fire is contained at this point, and they have reported that there are no injuries. Of course, this fire will still be under investigation to find out what caused it.
Fox 35's Amanda McKenzie reporting from Taft. This news brought to you by Trustco Bank, Florida's hometown bank. Florida's minimum wage does go up starting today.
Workers in Florida who have been making the minimum wage of $8.65 an hour will be earning $10 an hour as of today. For tipped workers, all employers will be required to pay employees $6.98 an hour plus tips. It's part of changes passed last year by a constitutional referendum and is the second wage hike this year. Florida is gradually increasing its minimum wage to $15 an hour by 2026, with a $1 a year hike until then. Federal minimum wage still stands at $7.25 an hour, where it's been since 2009. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
Teachers should be aware of a new TikTok challenge. The Broward Teachers Union told its members yesterday the latest trend on the social media app encourages students to slap a teacher. The union is asking teachers to report any incidents to the police. As negotiations continue among Democrats on President Biden's $3.5 trillion social spending bill, a Democrat from Central Florida is not falling in lockstep with her party. Congresswoman Stephanie Murphy telling CNN,
"Let me first be clear that no member of my party has any leverage over my vote. My vote belongs to my constituents and to moving this country forward and what sits with my conscience."
Murphy says the Democrats' goals on child care, education, and climate change can still be achieved. The only question is how, and she says that'll be determined by sitting around a table as adults and negotiating. The Tampa Bay Rays have set a new franchise record of 98 wins in a single season, and their 7-0 shutout of the Astros at Houston clinches home field throughout the American League playoffs. WFLA News Time is 7:35. Elsewhere. Well, the big question this morning, will they ever...
Leave Britney alone!
Pop star Britney Spears is celebrating a victory in court. She burst into tears yesterday when a judge granted her wish to be free from her father's control. Jamie Spears has been removed as conservator after 13 years. A California accountant will fill that role for now. Britney will be back in court in November to try to end her conservatorship altogether.
What was that? Leave Britney alone?
Leave Britney alone. I mean, the cry has gone up.
Leave Britney alone!
And I think, we can all sympathize.
I do.
Yes.
This episode of Elsewhere is brought to you by...
Whatever happened to that guy, by the way?
Not sure. If only he was able to monetize that video, because a lot of people looked at it. This episode of Elsewhere is brought to you by J. David Tax Law. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away. A federal judge in New York is denying former President Donald Trump's request to drop a lawsuit against him by musician Eddie Grant. You might remember Eddie's big hit from 1982.
We're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Oh, we're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue.
Eddie Grant sued Donald Trump and his re-election campaign last year over copyright infringement after Trump used the song in a campaign video posted online. The judge ruled Trump failed to prove that using the song was fair use and that it did little to communicate what he called the video's overarching political commentary.
I got nothing.
Sure. And finally, officials in Wisconsin...
What was Eddie Grant's next hit?
Irrelevant.
I don't know.
No, I mean, that was the name of it. Irrelevant.
I was just curious.
No.
Just
somebody Google
Always
it, would they?
curious,
I think he did have another follow-up to that.
Mediocre, yeah.
But I can't remember it right now.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
And finally,
All right.
we'll look into it. All right, Simon? And finally, officials in Wisconsin...
Thanks.
Sure. Finally, officials in Wisconsin are sending all the king's horses and all the king's men to try to find a missing Humpty Dumpty sculpture. The sculpture, valued at $1,400, depicts the famous nursery rhyme egg sitting on a toilet.
Wow.
Yeah, seems it was stolen from an art fair in Madison, Wisconsin. The vendor told police she had seen two men lingering around her booth while she was setting it up, and the sculpture was gone after she left the stand for a short time. Now authorities are hoping they can put the vendor and Humpty Dumpty back together again.
Well, it's going to take all the king's men and all the king's horses.
But seriously, you can find more on these stories on the Good Morning Orlando page at WFLAOrlando.com.
Yes.
And listen to the Elsewhere podcast on the iHeartRadio app. Just look for Elsewhere. With Alan Spector, and please remember...
Leave Billy alone!
Thank you.
Looking for your next investment? Want to cash out of stock market risk and volatility? Here are 8 reasons to consider NRIA's Proven Real Estate Development Fund. Monthly cash flow payouts of 10% annualized and bonuses to 21% targeted. We strategically locate in lower risk, high demand areas people are moving to. New construction is short on supply. Real estate affords diversification and safety from stock market risk and volatility. We have substantial property assets selling out every month supporting your investment. Our short and long-term strategy provides for steady returns today and major upside targets. Our buildings are socially responsible, environmentally friendly, and pandemic hardened. We are an industry leader with a 15-year proven track record. Hedge against inflation and receive steady cash flow. Start your due diligence at nria.net or call 800-800-1414. That's 800-800-1414.
An offer of securities is only made by the NRIA Private Placement Memorandum. Read it first. Past performance does not guarantee future results. NRIA is a real estate development firm. Learn more at nria.net.
Got chronic joint pain? Not having success with steroids, but trying to avoid surgery? Well, thankfully, there's a better way, and it's now available here from the medical professionals at QC Kinetics, now open. Hey, Alan Spector here. I'm talking about new therapies, advanced all-natural regenerative treatments that can not only just give you relief, but also can restore and repair damaged tissue so you can have lasting relief. If you've got joint pain due to arthritis, knee pain, hip pain, shoulder pain, don't just think the old ways of dealing with pain are the only ways. You need to learn more about these new biologic therapy solutions. Call now for a free consultation. QC Kinetics, 689-244-7980. These remarkable new treatments increase mobility, decrease pain, and help restore tissue. They actually encourage your body to heal itself. Call now and learn more about these restorative, regenerative, and revolutionary alternatives. Don't wait. Call today. QC Kinetics, 689-244-7980. That's 689-244-7980.
LakotaTradingPost.com is having a pre-hunting season blowout sale on firearms, ammo, archery, and safes. Price to move. Authorized law enforcement dealer, and ask about our first responder discounts. LakotaTradingPost.com, Winter Garden, Florida.
From the Airflow Designs Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by the Ben Ferguson Podcast.
Westbound I-4 is a little heavy near Lake Mary Boulevard, and westbound slows from Maitland Boulevard to Lee Road. Eastbound I-4 is very slow from US 27 past Osceola Polkline Road, and also heavy from 536 to 535 and from Conroe Road into Orange Blossom Trail. There's road work southbound on Florida's Turnpike approaching the Okahumpa Service Plaza in the right lane. Looks like we're up to speed on the beach line from the coast to Orlando. We look great on the Greenway from Sanford to Osceola County. See traffic problems? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Daisy Ash.
Coming up on the Ben Ferguson Podcast all week, we're doing a deep dive into the health crisis at the open border. Why is the Biden administration deliberately allowing COVID-positive illegal immigrants into America? We'll expose it all this week on the Ben Ferguson Podcast. Download it now.
Here's your News Radio WFLA Orlando exclusive AccuWeather forecast. Partly sunny skies today with a high of 89, then becoming partly cloudy this evening, low tonight 72. Friday we'll have a mix of clouds and sunshine, high tomorrow 89, then partly cloudy skies on Saturday with a high of 87. All day, every day news, weather, and traffic on News Radio WFLA Orlando. I'm Holly Holdren.
Top stories we're following for you this morning include cornerback Richard Sherman is officially a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. The five-time Pro Bowler and Super Bowl champion has been a free agent since his contract with the 49ers expired in 2020. The addition of Sherman comes after injuries to two key members of the Bucs secondary. Updates at least every 10 minutes on these stories throughout the morning, right here on Good Morning Orlando.
Now on FM 94.1, still on FM 93.1, News Radio WFLA Orlando, and still on AM 540.
I'm Simon. I'm in the chair for Bud. 407-916-5400. 407-916-5400. You can take part in the conversation if you would like to do so. Very interestingly, it would appear that ABC has cut out some of Obama's comments on Good Morning America when a portion of the interview that he did was cut from TV, but quoted in the 12th paragraph of a story on the website. Quote, "It's always has been because on the one hand, I think we are naturally a people who wants to help others," he said, talking about the border. "At the same time, we're a nation state. We have borders. The idea that we can just have open borders is something that, as a practical matter, is unsustainable." That's Barack Obama talking about Joe Biden's border policy. How crazy is that?
Simon, why do you think that they left that out?
Well, they really messed up, didn't they? Because they left it in the report of the story, 12th paragraph, but they left it out of the video interview.
Yeah, but it's in the podcast too, I think, isn't it? It's like some sketchy thing like that.
Just cray-cray. Exactly. We don't get to say cray-cray very often, but we get to say cray-cray over this. You would think someone would have a follow-up question to that. Well, President Obama, what exactly is it do you think Joe Biden is doing? That would be my follow-up.
No, that would be scratch that rollback tape. We'll cut that out, President. Don't you worry.
Yeah, don't worry. We know you didn't mean to say that. So we're just going to move on real fast. Yeah, we're trying. It's actually laughable, isn't it?
Yeah.
People are now looking back and they're going, yeah, Obama, bit of a moderate. Right? I mean, that's what's happening because we are so far to the left now. Yeah. Obama's looking like a moderate.
Simon, did you see that Greta Thunberg? She ripped on Biden the other day about his climate change. Climate change, blah, blah, blah. Build back better, blah, blah, blah.
Can she even vote yet?
She's 18 now, I think.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so. And she's not from this country, so it doesn't matter. But she sure was calling him out, yeah.
No,
blah,
I didn't
blah.
see it. I tend not to look at what she has to say because I have no
Normally
interest.
don't either, but that was funny.
Yeah. Yeah. What was she calling him out over? Not doing enough, I
No,
guess.
she was calling him out about his climate change rhetoric, which, one way or the other, and how that would never work, and, green this, and blah, 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 that. Is pretty much it, yeah.
Oh.
That was the quote, blah, blah,
Wow.
blah.
Blah, blah, blah?
Mm-hmm.
We don't hear that enough either.
Never. I mean, we could Seinfeld it and make it yada, 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 but...
Yeah, well, I quite like the yada, yada, yadas. 407-916-5400. You, of course, can text us on the text line, which is 23680. Melissa prefers 23680.
I don't
Some
care,
reason.
really. I mean...
Oh, you stopped caring? You used to care.
236 and 80. It really doesn't matter as long as you go ahead and hit the buttons.
Yes, we like it when you contribute. We're trying to bring you a really view, a wide view of what illegal immigration means, what this border crisis that we're dealing with means in the real world, and that's what we continue to try and do all the time. And we're going to talk to another Angel family straight ahead. She's actually a friend of mine, so we're going to do that straight ahead. I'm Simon. I'm in for Bud, and this is Good Morning Orlando.
Shopping at International Diamond Center is always fun, but working at IDC is even better. Actually, how can you call this work? Being with a great family business, meeting smiling people during the best moments of their life, and being given unlimited opportunity for growth? Are you ready to join the IDC family? We're hiring. Now with 10 showrooms across Florida, we have opportunities at every level. Management, sales, administrative, and operations. And we're not a faceless corporation. IDC is owned by the LeClaire family, where values like integrity, fairness, and respect always come first for our customers and our team members. We offer generous compensation, 401k plans, health insurance, and incredible growth opportunities. All this in a fun, stress-free environment where you're treated like part of the family. Interested in learning more about joining the IDC revolution? Go to shopidc.com, look for job opportunities, and start the conversation. International Diamond Center, where people, customers, and employees always have more fun.
Selling a home is the biggest financial transaction most folks will ever make. Hey, this is Bud Hedinger. You probably agree with me that when selling your most prized possession, selecting the right real estate agent's critical. That's why I only refer Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty's Laura Peterson. Laura will guarantee you upfront and in writing that she'll sell your home at your price, or she will pay you the difference. Laura can make a guarantee like this because she has over 6,700 ready buyers in waiting from her exclusive database looking to buy right now. If she says she'll get you your price, she'll get you your price guaranteed. If you're considering selling your most prized possession, your home, call Laura Peterson or refer Laura to your friends and family so they can benefit from the highest price when selling. To sell your home at your price, call Laura Peterson at 407-566-2555, 407-566-2555, and start packing.
Eastbound I-4 is looking slow from US 27 past Osceola Polkline Road, from Osceola Parkway past State Road 535, from Conroy to Orange Blossom Trail, and westbound I-4 slows from County Road 46A to Lake Mary Boulevard, and from Maitland Boulevard to Lee Road. There's a crash on Central Florida Parkway at Taft Vineland Road, and some debris eastbound on the 408 near the Hiawassee Main Toll Plaza, blocking the left lane and the right lane. See traffic problems? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Daisy Garrett.
Here's your News Radio WFLA Orlando exclusive AccuWeather forecast. Partly sunny skies today with a high of 89, then becoming partly cloudy this evening, low tonight 72. Friday we'll have a mix of clouds and sunshine, high tomorrow 89, then partly cloudy skies on Saturday with a high of 87. All day, every day news, weather, and traffic on News Radio WFLA Orlando. I'm Holly Holdren.
Top stories we're following for you this morning include the FBI is combing through a cell phone Brian Laundrie bought after he got home from his cross-country road trip without his late fiancée, Gabby Petito. The family's lawyer confirmed that information yesterday. Laundrie hasn't been seen since his family reported him missing almost 2 weeks ago. Updates at least every 10 minutes on these stories throughout the morning, right here on Good Morning Orlando.
Glenn Beck, weekdays 9 a.m. till noon on News Radio WFLA Orlando.
I'm Simon. I'm in for Bud. This is Good Morning Orlando. And joining us at the table right now is actually a friend of mine. I got to know her over the years doing this, basically. She's wearing a huge button with a massive smile of her daughter, Sarah, who is not with us. Michelle Root, you're very welcome. How long is it since Sarah passed away?
It'll be 6 years in January. I can't even believe it.
It's crazy. So in January, she would have been 27.
She is 27 because she was 21 and her birthday's May 1st.
Right,
so she would have been 22 the year she was killed.
Wow. So how are you? I want to start there.
I'm doing okay. You know, you take it day by day. And you learn to hide a lot of emotions behind closed doors. In the beginning, it's really hard to do that because every thought you have it brings you to tears, and now I'm able to contain it most of the time when I'm out in public and just wait until I get home to have my breakdowns.
Right. So some people that know both of us have said, hey, have you seen Michelle? She seems quiet, which you're not quiet. You're not known for being quiet.
No. I just, there's certain opportunities that I pass up for safety reasons, just because there's so much hate out there towards us and what we speak out about. But what I want people to understand, if you're a child, you're going to move heaven and earth to A, find their killer, and B, speak out on their behalf for what's happened to them.
Right, because the person who killed Michelle is who killed Sarah Michelle is still a fugitive from justice.
Correct.
Tell us what happened, because we've heard from another family this morning, another Angel family. Their son was murdered in a particularly brutal way, shot 26 times, I believe. Your story is different. Tell it.
Mine is, Sarah had just graduated from Bellevue University, a suburb of Omaha, Nebraska. She graduated with a 4.0 in criminal investigations. She was celebrating on her way home, stopped at a stoplight when she was rear-ended by Edwin Mejia, who was 19 at the time, drinking and driving, street racing. We found out from the black box in his truck, not in his truck, but the truck he was driving, that he was going over 70 miles an hour in a 35-mile-an-hour zone. His blood alcohol was .241, and he had been racing somebody else on the streets of Omaha.
And he just plowed into the back of him.
Correct. Her SUV, the back end was up to her front seat, and his truck, the front end was moved in. And the only reason he didn't run from the scene was he was pinned in his truck because the front end had pinned his legs.
So they get him, and they lock him up.
Correct.
And then they let him out.
Correct. He posted $5,000 on a Friday, and he's never been seen since.
And that was the bail, $5,000?
Correct.
So he had to pay...
The 10% of the $50,000 was his original, less than Sarah's funeral.
So he gets $5,000 and then he ran.
Yep.
And hasn't been seen since.
Correct.
Probably not in the country.
That's what they think. I think he's still in the country because they always come back.
Okay. So it's remarkable that you've been through all of that. Sarah's a beautiful young woman. Had her whole life ripped away from her.
Correct.
And you experience hate.
Yep. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I don't care how a child dies. You never add to those parents' grief because of the choices they make to speak out about it. because anybody, I would feel, would stick up for their children.
Right. And why, what form does this hate take?
Well, I've had it through the mail. I've had it on Facebook. I've had it on Twitter. It's just nonstop.
So I wanted to emphasize that. So, like, social media is easy for a lot of people, right? You can be anonymous. You can be in somebody's basement. It takes you seconds. But you receive real mail.
Yes.
That's effort. That someone specifically wants to target you for that level of hate.
Correct.
Because you're standing up for your daughter.
Right. Yep. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Illegal immigration has a real cost, ladies and gentlemen, a real cost for American citizens, and people need to pay attention to what is really going on in our country. It isn't just about politics. Some people think it's about politics. Some people think it's about racism. It is about neither of those things, as far as I'm concerned. It's about the real cost, because no one should ever bury a child, Michelle. But you've told me many times before there's this extra layer of torture, because you do keep saying to yourself, if we secured our border, Sarah would be alive.
Correct, because there are rules and laws we have to follow for a reason, and they're breaking the law.
Yep.
And we've had many ancestors in our family that have done it the correct way, and that's all we ask. I was just going to say, Simon, you know this better than anybody because you did it.
Right. It's incredible. Took my oath of citizenship at the Orange County Convention Center in Orlando, Florida. That's where I took my oath. Michelle, thank you for stopping by.
Thank you so much.
It's good to see you always.
It's always great to see you, unfortunately, like we always say, under the circumstances.
I wish I didn't know your name. And I mean that sincerely. I wish I never heard your name. Because then you wouldn't have been going through what you were going through. I appreciate you stopping by, though.
Thank you, and God bless.
God bless you. It is 7:58 on this Thursday morning, and we are here in Washington, D.C. on a rooftop. And we'll continue for another hour this deep dive into the real cost of Biden's border crisis and illegal immigration in our country. This is Good Morning Orlando.
New video in a local missing person case, and a former All-Pro and Super Bowl champion joins the Bucs. Those stories and others, plus traffic and weather together, in just 2 minutes on Good Morning Orlando. It is 7:59.
Tune in Mondays at 6 p.m. and Saturdays at noon and 4 for Reinventing Retirement. The premier wealth managers and retirement specialists discuss the most important and crucial retirement topics for your benefit. A smarter point of view. Reinventing Retirement Mondays at 6 p.m. and Saturdays at noon and 4.
Hey there, homeowners. Are you experiencing pipe leaks? Do you have warm spots in your slab floor, or is your water bill unexpectedly high? These are signs of widespread pipe failure due to old, corroded, and shoddy pipes. Rerouting a pipe or other Band-Aid fixes are not the answer. Only a whole house repipe with brand new high-quality PEX or copper will permanently solve the problem. Repipe Specialists. No more leaks and great water pressure. They've been doing this for over 25 years. Repipe in just 1 to 2 days at half the cost of a plumber with a lifetime guarantee. Say goodbye to leaks once and for all and eliminate the risk of water damage to your home. Call us today for your free in-home estimate. We'll even take 20% off our already low price and receive 0% interest when you call today. 407-337-7623. 407-337-7623. That's 407-337-7623. Or visit us at repipe.com.
When you owe the IRS or state sales tax and can't pay, call J. David Tax Law for effective tax help. J. David Tax Law can stop IRS or state collection actions and protect you from financial ruin. Call J. David Tax Law for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962 or at jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years.
He was in big trouble.
We're going to take your house, garnish your pay.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm, and rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau.
I don't owe the IRS anymore. It was because of Optima Tax.
Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-682-9928. 800-682-9928.
Optima Tax Relief.
For details, visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
WFLF Pine Hills, Orlando. WMGF HD3 Mount Dora, Orlando. News Radio WFLA, an iHeart radio station.
Good morning, Orlando. This is Orlando's news, weather, and traffic on News Radio WFLA Orlando. Now on FM 94.1, still on FM 93.1, AM 540, and your iHeart Radio app. I'm Simon Conway.
And I'm Alan Spector. Our top story this hour, as the search continues for Mia Marcano, a new video surfaces. More in 1 minute.
Our continued deep dive into Biden's border crisis and illegal immigration in the United States continues. That's coming right up on Good Morning Orlando.
Now, traffic and weather together every 10 minutes.
Eastbound I-4 is looking slow from US 27 past Osceola Polkline Road, from Osceola Parkway past State Road 535, from Conroy to Orange Blossom Trail. And westbound I-4 slows from County Road 46A to Lake Mary Boulevard, and from Maitland Boulevard to Lee Road. There's a crash on Central Florida Parkway at Taft Vineland Road, and some debris eastbound on the 408 near the Hiawassee Main Toll Plaza, blocking the left lane and the right lane. See traffic problems? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Daisy Ash.
Your News Radio WFLA Orlando exclusive AccuWeather forecast. Partly sunny and pleasant. High today, 89. At the attractions, 72 degrees. 72 in Orlando under sunny skies. 8:03 on News Radio WFLA Orlando. According to the family of 19-year-old Mia Marcano, new video surfaced yesterday showing a man who appears to match the description of the person of interest in her disappearance. The people who recorded the video said the man is believed to be 27-year-old Armando Caballero, and he's seen getting out of his car carrying a blanket and a bag. Reaction from Mia's aunt, Simone Westmas.
Think of yourself if you were in our shoes. If you saw that video and you saw Mia's blanket, how would you react?
Yesterday, deputies searched in Sanford and the Longwood area for Mia Marcano, who's been missing for almost a week. Divers spent hours in Lake Monroe near the Riverwalk. This news brought to you by Trustco Bank, Florida's hometown bank. It's been confirmed that Brian Laundrie, the missing fiancé of the late Gabby Petito, bought a new cell phone before disappearing. Fox's Jonathan Seri reports from Northport.
TMZ is reporting that the FBI has obtained security camera video from an AT&T store here in Northport, where Brian was allegedly seen purchasing the phone with an older woman on September 14. That's according to TMZ. We reached out to the Laundrie family attorney, who says he does not know what date the phone was purchased, but that Brian left it at his parents' house when he disappeared. His parents say they have not seen him since September 14. The attorney says the phone is now in the possession of the FBI.
Brian Laundrie remains a person of interest in the case of Gabby Petito's death, which has been ruled a homicide. It looks like the federal government will avoid a shutdown this week.
We have an agreement on the CR, the continuing resolution to prevent a government shutdown.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer announced that senators reached a deal on stopgap government funding bill, and a vote is expected this morning. The measure would keep the lights on through December 3rd. Otherwise, the government is set to run out of money tonight. There's a new health alert for pregnant women to get vaccinated against coronavirus. The CDC says it's the best way to ensure their babies do not suffer serious illness or complications. This comes after 22 pregnant women lost their battle with COVID last month. And there's a new face on defense for the Tampa Bay Bucks.
The Super Bowl champion Buccaneers added some depth on the defensive side of the football when they added veteran All-Pro cornerback Richard Sherman on Wednesday. After practicing with the team on Wednesday, he talked about the chance to play with all-time great quarterback Tom Brady.
We've texted over the years and had a really cool relationship, and always thought it'd be really cool to play together if we had the opportunity. And, you know, it's crazy how things shake out. So it was a perfect situation, perfect fit, and I'm excited to be here.
The Buccaneers are getting ready to to travel to New England to take on the Patriots on Sunday Night Football. Covering the Buccaneers in Tampa, I'm Jason Barringer.
WFLA News Time, 8:06. Some Florida sheriff's deputies pull double duty amid a shortage of crossing guards. That story is online at WFLAOrlando.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at WFLA Orlando. The third hour of Good Morning Orlando starts now.
News Radio WFLA Orlando is available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. News Radio WFLA Orlando, an iHeart radio station.
Simon in for Bud here on Good Morning Orlando on News Radio WFLA Orlando. We are continuing our deep dive into illegal immigration. I do think it's important at 8:06 on this Thursday morning that we continue to bring Angel families to the microphone, because I think they bring you a special kind of perspective. And, I wanted to point out that it isn't all gang-related and like the first one we talked about where the victim was shot some 26 times. It's also a young kid, 19 years old, drunk, street racing. Killed a 21-year-old on her birthday. Not her birthday, the day she graduated college with a 4.0, her entire life in front of her, dead, gone in an instant, who is now a fugitive from justice. It's important that we all understand there are real consequences for American families to our policy of open borders, which is what we have now. It's open borders. It was bad enough when it wasn't open borders. And, then Trump wants to build a wall, which is what he was advised to do by the border specialists who were down there. What can I do? What can we do to help you do your jobs? They said they wanted a wall. He built one. That's where we're at. This is not complicated stuff. And, when President Trump was in power, the decrease in the number of people breaking in to our country was dramatic. Just as dramatic as the increase that we're witnessing right now. We got a number for August, 208,000. That's only the people we had contact with. Based on what we know about how these things work, at least another 300,000 crossed who we had no contact with. 500,000 in a month, when it's a month that is supposed to be a low month because it's just too hot to do it. Apparently not. It's 8:09. On this Thursday morning. I'm Simon, I'm in for Bud, and this is News Radio WFLA Orlando.
This is Dr. David Klein with StagesOfLifeVitamins.com. Diabetes did not just magically appear in your life. It may have started years ago as insulin resistance. Your body becomes resistant to the effects of insulin as insulin levels go up just to maintain normal blood sugar levels. At some time, things break, and you are diagnosed with diabetes. What caused this insulin resistance? More times than not, a person becomes deficient in certain micronutrients, and insulin receptor starts to become disordered. That's right. Diabetes may result from a dietary micronutrient deficiency. StagesOfLifeVitamins.com offers a balanced mixture called DiabetStat with the appropriate balance of these minerals and herbals that assist in blood sugar control. When taken as directed, DiabetStat makes diabetic control easier and in many persons returns blood chemistries to the normal range. In essence, vitamins and minerals hold these proteins together like so many nuts and bolts. Visit StagesOfLifeVitamins.com. Look for DiabetStat, that's spelled DiabetStat, StagesOfLifeVitamins.com.
Listen to Stages of Life Radio with Dr. Klein, Sundays at 4 on News Radio WFLA Orlando.
Shopping at International Diamond Center is always fun, but working at IDC is even better. Actually, how can you call this work? Being with a great family business, meeting smiling people